Hello, everybody. Welcome to day 3 of the Traders Summit. Hope everyone's
Morning.
doing okay. Good morning. How are you, Stel?
I'm very well,
Steve?
Coach.
Good
Steve, how
morning.
are you?
Good.
All right, so you guys know me, and maybe some attendees that know me know how much I like the number 3, right? Right? 3
Three
drives.
yeah.
The third time's a charm. If you're a hockey player, you want to get a hat trick. If you're a baseball player, 3 strikes, you're out. So the third time is a charm. Even in the realm of spirituality, the Godhead, it's 3 persons. So here's our third day on the Traders Summit. And what a lineup. Okay,
Indeed.
so we're going to kick it off with Chris Weston, then Ashraf Ladi. You guys, I've interviewed Ashraf. I look forward to talking to him. Then a few of our sponsors are going to be talking, Tyler Woods. I really enjoy talking to people I haven't met before. So Axel Kabar is going to be here.
Did you say Tiger Woods or Tyler Woods?
Tiger Woods is trying to make a comeback, so it's going to be Tyler Woods, and we're hoping that he doesn't 3-putt on his presentation. So anyway, and then we have Daniel Sinig from Trading Indicators, and Stephen Goldstein. And when I was doing a little bit of preparation for Jack Schwager, which is what we're going to wrap this day up with, which I'm very much
I think a great way to wrap up the day, right?
Yeah, I tell you what, you are going to be blown away by the title and what he wrote. And, we get to unveil the title.
Wow.
And, so it's really going to be...
That's amazing.
Everyone will want to read this book. Everyone that loved trading wizards is going to love this book. In fact...
And to be honest, they should start, if they haven't done so, with reading the previous ones first.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I didn't want to interrupt Blake yesterday when he was talking about it because we were a little bit limited in time.
Yeah.
But I can tell you one thing for sure. One of the reasons that Jack Schwager's books will live forever is because, in essence, they're talking about the human traits that successful traders have. And since trading is 95% about psychology, human psychology has never changed. And that's why we see the same type of cycles in the market. So,
exactly.
So I think these books will be relevant even in 500 years from today.
And guys, do you know how like an actor will have a role, or a musician would have one great song and then they do other material that really can't, people are still enamored with their first piece of work, like we're talking about his, really his first major work, and you almost get typecast, and everything else you do after that doesn't really live up to your great work. Well, I think Jack has done it again. Okay, so it's really going to be, I was surprised when I saw the title. I actually, a little chill went down my spine because it's a hopeful piece for every trader out there.
Let me answer a question which people ask, continuously throughout the event so far. If they will be able to view previous interviews, presentations, etc. The answer is yes, you will. Our target is to have everything uploaded by Tuesday, and everybody that registered will receive an email, with a URL, so on and so forth. We just want to make sure we edit them, upload them. We have the best quality we can have, because don't forget that unfortunately, due to COVID, platforms like Zoom have dropped a little bit their quality, but still it's going to be decent, so you can go back and view. I think actually, I don't know if you agree, guys, but I think it's worth watching anything they might have missed. I can think of one interview or one conversation we had that isn't worth watching, or even watching again.
Yeah, and I'm hoping people that have been here all 3 days already have had some type of epiphany from what they've heard, and something that they, was not on their radar previously before this event, that's going to really make a difference in their life and their trading career. So that's the goal of the summit. The goal of the summit is to edify people that attend it, and also that watch the video afterwards. So I can say that for me, there's been a few interviews that I've heard things that have actually, started to change my views. And there's a few examples. I mean, how about Tracy being bullish crude, bullish the dollar at the same time, and Danielle's interview about, there really is a plunge protection team. We all thought that, was that real, or is that just, what bears talk about when their shorts aren't working anymore? So, it's, and the panel discussion was out.
Yeah, the debate.
There's just, I can't
debate
even
was
list
amazing.
it, or I would, if I kept going, I would probably bleed into Chris's time. So, I'm wondering out there, while we have a little time and you guys are there, if you could maybe put down in Traders Chat, what idea or speaker they first of all enjoyed, and what they actually would say is going to be, a big change for what they, way they viewed markets and their own trading before this weekend. Anyone out there have that type of moment, or learning something they learned that they didn't know? So, you could go ahead and put it in chat. I know it's early. Okay, David Hall said he liked the intermarket correlation between
Nick
gold and
says
lumber.
he wants to
Yeah.
rewatch all of them.
Yeah, Michael Guyette. Oh,
I have
Michael
to
Guyette.
say, I was blown away by Michael Guyette. He's really, really good, and his arguments and the whole thing, I just looked fantastic to me.
Okay, and Alex learned that equities can be an inflation hedge, and I always had a hard time with that concept too. That when we had inflation, you think you go to metals, and
just to be just to clarify something. Okay, Peter Schiff mentioned, even Peter Schiff accepted that stocks are hedge for inflation. Huge distinction here is we're talking about stocks that have real book value. So stocks of companies that have real assets, right? We're not talking about stocks of companies that are valued like 200 times, 300 times sales,
right,
and some firecrackers like that, because these stocks will end up being a hedge against nothing, right? I mean, the only thing they hedge is, common sense and logic, nothing else.
You mean like snowflakes, Steve? When I told Mark Yusko that
Yeah, and Mark said,
I'm from Chicago and
yeah,
I know snowflakes. I've seen them freeze and I've seen them melt.
Yeah,
So
and Mark was very adamant about that. He said, "Listen, there are companies that I do like. I do like their business model. I do like them as companies, but that doesn't change the fact that their valuation is just obscene. That there is no chance that you can buy them at this price, and unless you want to flip them immediately to a bigger fool, if you want to buy them and hold them, there is no chance that you're not going to lose tons of money, and that's the reality. I mean, people that have been in the markets or have studied recent history of markets know that the same type of mentality that we see surrounding several of these stocks was the same type of mentality we had with tech stocks
2000, yeah.
20 years ago, 21 years ago. And we all know how that ended. Ended with the NASDAQ losing 80% of its value, and several of these high-flying stocks completely disappearing. Many of these companies do not exist anymore.
Oh, you mean I shouldn't hope for WorldCom to start trading on the pink sheets again? This is a real shocker.
I still have pets.com. I don't know about you.
Well, that one, at least you could stroke it a little bit. But here's a real shocker. Joe Perry, like the discussion between Joe Perry and Brett
Oh my, no
Steenbarger.
way.
Yeah, he
I don't
did. He
believe
liked
this.
that a
Come
lot.
on,
You know
Joe.
what? I'll tell you what, Joe. I liked it too. I thought that Brett was really outstanding, and he even talked about how important it is that our P&Ls are just numbers, and the best way to overcome a bad P&L is to have other things, more important things than money, happening in your life. To have family and friends, and your relationships are important, because if you go home and that all you do is go to sleep with your P&L, which will get wrinkled and crinkled when you roll over it while you're sleeping, it's a pretty empty life. Even if you're generating your P&L is great. And we all go through drawdowns, so support of your coworkers. And how about this, being part of a community like on Forex Analytix, where people care and are rooting for you every day. And we don't allow the type of mentality of people that come in, and there are people like that root for you to fail and take pleasure in other people losing money, because they really need a shrink. Because they do that, they're only trying to rationalize their own inadequacy. So find a supportive community. And a theme throughout this is find a good mentor. Almost all of these guys had
To begin
mentors.
with, we do have an offer in Forex Analytics, but I'm not going to go over that. The simplest thing people can do to find the first community, I just put the link here, is a small version of what's happening here in the event we're doing on a daily basis on the face webinar, which is completely free, and it's daily, and it lasts 1.5 hours. Half of it being interviews that Dale conducts. And yeah, we've talked on face several times about the processes that amateur traders go through. Initially, you believe that this is an easy way to make money. Then you start studying like indicators and things like that, believing that there is a magic bullet to kill the monster of the markets, meaning perhaps an indicator that gives you winning signals only, or some type of a methodology, or some type of an easy algorithm that you can apply and just look at your P&L, steadily move to the upside. Everybody that's been on the markets knows that that's not the case. That has never been the case. So it's a whole system that you need to develop, which starts by working on yourself. And as we said before, with the occasion of talking about Swagger's book, it's all about psychology to begin with. It's all about having the right mentality and the proper psychology to fight the good and the bad days in the markets, and be persistent and be there for the good and the bad days. Dale can tell you better than anybody. He's been in the markets since
200 years.
Since the Great Depression of the 20s. Yes.
I had the same discussion with W.D. Gann, and he was over at my house, and the tape
And
under
Dow,
the
not
glass.
Mark Dow. Not Mark Dow.
Charles Dow.
Charles
Okay?
Dow, yes.
His grandfather.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah. So yeah, I've been in this forever. And, I hope everyone's enjoying this. And I think we're just a couple minutes away from bringing on Chris.
I see
Chris is here, yeah.
Chris is already on. So actually, why keep the guy waiting? I mean, Chris, if you're ready,